Snap your fingers, snap your neck. It's a great song.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite dance tunes.
Hey.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday.
Man, I feel really good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel good, look good,
Thanks. I feel, yeah.
smell fine. You don't smell bad, so that's smelling good.
Whoa.
If you're not smelling
I don't
bad, then you're
stink.
smelling good.
I never stink.
No, I know. But I'm just saying.
I got the deodorant on.
What's your deodorant of choice?
I do Old Spice Pure Sport.
Okay. I'm not fishing for an endorsement deal or any sponsorship, but
Yeah,
Mitchum.
Yeah.
Mitchum's the way to go. I have it. Keep it with me at all times.
I'm zapping it up today too.
Oh, man.
Look at this.
So, happy Friday, everybody. It's Memorial Day weekend, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
And just let's get this out of the way. Down in the corner here, Memorial Day sale, 15% off Mythos pedals at participating dealers and mythospedals.com.
There you go.
So, if you want to save on a pedal, now's the time to go get it.
Yeah.
How are you, Matthew?
I'm great.
Yeah?
It is a Memorial Day weekend. It's summertime now. My daughter's out of school.
Is it officially summertime?
Well, summer, as far as the calendar goes, starts on June 21st.
Oh, okay.
But,
Sure.
When
It's hot out.
When the kids are out of school.
Yeah, that
that's
counts.
when it starts to feel it. So that's exciting.
I feel like this is very zoomed
What are
in.
you doing, man? I think I was just like really far over. Here.
This is
that better?
That's better.
Yeah. There you go.
I got a haircut. I'm still getting used to it. It's like it's different.
It's a different haircut.
It's a different look.
I wasn't going to say anything, but you look great.
So I'm trying to grow my hair out.
Yeah.
And it's always a smart idea doing that as we lead up to the hottest time of year. And my barber was like, you'll need to like shape it up a few times. And so I went, and I was like, yeah, just get rid of all the little things that need to get cleaned up. And it's a lot shorter. And Morgan's like, you got all your hair off. Not quite, but yeah, I'm getting used to it. It looks different though.
It's good.
It's a look.
It is a look.
I know. I feel like I need to have like an apron and should be making artisanal coffee or something.
Yeah.
With a haircut like this.
Yeah. You can just go full.
Just the whole time be like, wow, I hate the smell of this.
Good Lord. You
Anyway.
don't even like coffee.
No. I do make coffee every morning for my wife.
That's very nice of you, even though you don't like it.
I don't like it.
But you like an alert and awake and happy wife.
Happy wife. Yes.
Yeah.
Neil, super chat.
Oh, yeah. We were bringing that up all the time last week, too.
Oh,
so
man.
no, I'm kidding.
Matt here.
Good Lord.
Don't
It's
like it.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. Well, how are you overall?
I'm fine. Thanks, Neil. Thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, man.
Lunch fund.
We had Taco Bell yesterday. Mm-hmm. We blew our Taco Bell wad early. What?
That's not good. It's not a good
What?
phrase.
No?
I'm not going to repeat it.
No? Okay.
Yeah, we did. Okay. But I'm fine. I have a lot of photos to take. In a week or so, I'm off to
Yes.
Universal Studios with the fam and take the kiddo for his birthday.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to ride all the rides and while they
I'm excited to hear
don't ride those
all
rides.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's going to be great.
Graham, if you're watching, we're going to have a good time. All right.
There you go. Hopefully not after what I said. Let's show off the guitar.
Okay. Oh, we're getting a guitar?
Yeah, I'm going to get it.
Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
It's on the stand in the front. So, getting ready to post this beauty up on highvoltageguitars.com. This one just showed up, and
Look at that.
ooh.
Do you want to talk about what this thing is?
This is a Conchers Standard.
Yes, sir.
Ooh. So this is not a baritone.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So I think this is the very first one like this. So normally, there's a lot going on here. So normally this body shape,
Whoa.
and this look is a baritone. But we got this one in 25.5-inch scale, and a lot of times on the Concher Standard, which has the big pick guard, it's still 13 to 62 strings, so it's like a baritone kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But this one is 10 to 46, so it's a regular ass guitar.
Yeah.
It just looks like that. So if you've ever been super into the vibes of Casadosa, but you want a regular guitar, this is it.
We just got our first thumbs down.
Oh no!
Probably because I don't like coffee.
Yeah, that's probably it. So there you go.
Yeah, it's a it's a cool look. I
Yeah,
love
it's very different.
the sparkly sunburst.
So the reason why we ordered this guitar is this was actually for a customer, but then they could not go through with the purchase, which is fine. It happens, and we kind of got finally got a new store stock out of it, which
Yeah.
I think is exciting for us because we had a bunch of our orders in a row for Castadosa were all customer orders, so we hadn't seen a new one that's going to hit the website in a long time. So
Yeah. So how much is this one, Matthew?
ooh, I forget. I have to look it up.
Okay,
I believe it's 8,500.
that sounds about right.
So, whoa, my ride's here.
So if you're interested, just
Yeah.
email Matthew at highvoltageguitars.com.
Yeah. And we'll probably post you want a demo of it? Or do a reel?
I took photos of it this morning, so goal today is content.
Regular ass guitar. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm good. I'll stop. Anything else?
Nope. Let's just dive into.
All right, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, so recently, this was just 2 days ago?
Yeah.
3 days ago?
2 days ago, 3 days ago. Yeah.
Jim Irsay, owner of the Indianapolis Colts,
Passed away.
passed away.
So R.I.P. Jim.
R.I.P. Jim. Jim had one of the most incredible, his estate now has
Yeah.
one of the most incredible guitar collections, really anywhere.
Oh, absolutely. And we were going through it this morning and gasping
Yes.
at every single one because it was more comical as you kind of kept going down on the level of guitars that this man owned.
Yes.
Absolutely insane.
And so it kind of begs the question, and something that Rhett and I had talked to Joe Bonamassa about, and something that we talk about here at the shop. What's going to happen to the big, high-value guitars when the generation before us really
Yeah.
passes on? I don't foresee artist models, or not artist models, but artist pieces ever not being
Yeah.
incredibly valuable
Yeah.
because it's more than just a guitar, it's a cultural
Yeah, and if
thing.
you could say that's the guitar that so-and-so played on blank, it'll always be valuable.
Yes.
Yes.
But for your normal vintage pieces, even things that are highly collectible, in the next, really 10 to 15 years, I have to assume there's going to be a drastic shift in what the market is willing to pay for those guitars. Of course, a lot of this is dependent on just the economy in general.
Yes.
But let's see, all things being equal.
Yeah.
It's a good thought experiment. But why don't we dive into some of his collection?
Yeah, we see the
First.
I think the first one that I think about mostly is the Gilmore.
The first one I think about is the Tiger.
Oh, okay. Well, and the Fool.
And the Fool.
If you can just say like the name of the guitar and everyone knows what you're talking about,
Yes.
that's the nickname. That's pretty good.
So why don't we make this kind of full screenish? You can see my Starfield background that's still living back there here. Should have done this beforehand, but there we go.
Nah, you're doing great.
So this is the Jim Irsay Collection website, which normally when you try to get to this, it's the new homepage for this is a memorial for Jim, but you can use Google and find links to all this stuff. So in addition to that, Matthew brought to my attention that he has a lot of other
Artifacts,
Yes.
pop culture, and sports.
in American history. I haven't even dove into this. I don't. What is this a?
Is it the Pledge of Allegiance?
No, I don't know. We can dive into what
Yeah.
that is.
The Pledge of Allegiance. The Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
Nah, Nick Cage got that thing.
Yeah. Well, that's so I hear.
Yeah.
But here in the rock and roll portion of this, he has just some wacky stuff. So let's just dive into the guitars, and we can go view all artifacts. And this is pretty cool because you can there's a ton of stuff in here, but there's some really wacky stuff. Look at this. 1840s CF Martin. Wacky headstock. There's a coffin case. Was going on and on about coffin cases earlier today. Really, I almost like the cases more than I like the guitars.
Mm-hmm.
But these guitars are pretty incredible. I mean, these are literal stagecoach guitars. Let's see. Oh, description. 1840s. One of the first X-brace guitars.
Wow.
And, I mean, this one very well could have been made by C.F. Martin himself, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely crazy. But there's a bunch of incredible pieces. Harp Tone, owned by George Harrison. A lot of guitars that are reminiscent of guitars that, famous artists had.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of custom shop stuff. And I noticed things from like there's a Walter Becker guitar from a lot of the auctions that we've seen happen over the past couple years. But if we want to dive into some of these artist guitars, there's some incredible stuff. This one is pretty nutty. This is the 64 Fender Strat that Bob Dylan played
When he went electric.
at Newport.
So, incredibly famous guitar.
Wow, yeah, and what a piece of just
American history.
American history, just music history here.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible. Times they are a change in handwritten lyrics. Pretty cool. The David Gilmour collection.
Yeah, he's got the black Strat.
He's got the black Strat, and he has a 69 D35. But the black Strat, I mean, it's a 69 Strat that has a replacement neck. This thing has seen... This guitar was on Live at Pompeii.
Mm-hmm.
It had a different neck on it. But, I mean, when you think of David Gilmour...
This is what I think of.
This is what I think of. Either this or the red Strat that had, like, lace sensors and stuff. But... Amazing stuff. Eric Clapton.
We got the Fool.
The Fool and a pretty incredible Martin there. But the Fool, why are these pictures so small? But in addition to the Fool, which Eric Clapton played in Cream, they have a 1939 0042. This is
It's the unplugged guitar.
the MTV Unplugged guitar. And... I mean, that album was, such a big deal for Eric and kind of like brought him back into the conversation. But the guitar that I know Ers for is the Tiger, Jerry Garcia's 79 Tiger. Crazy, a beautiful piece. Jim actually played this stuff.
Yeah, he did.
And apparently he would beat the hell out of it.
So you get a little extra German Mersey.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing, obviously...
Oh, and Beatles.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
A 64 SG owned by George Harrison. This was used on Revolver. No big deal.
Just their best album.
Paperback Writer. You're killing me with this.
There you go.
So, wacky stuff.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see, I know, and maybe people here know exactly about this, like, Paul Allen, who is also a big collector. He owns the Seattle Seahawks, and then the Portland Trailblazers was a Microsoft guy. And then he had a million guitars, and he opened the Experience Music Project in Seattle, where they, basically turned his whole collection
It is a copy of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, I was right. I said Pledge of Allegiance, though, which is funny.
Yeah.
But yes, this is the one that Nick Cage stole and gave to him. But they turned his stuff into a museum, and so I wonder, they've done this, they've done a touring exhibit, the German Mersey collection, so I wonder if this will just be something that they set up permanently, in Indianapolis, or if this stuff's going to get sold. He's got Wilson?
He's got Wilson. Castaway.
Wow.
Al Pacino's annotated Scarface script.
That's funny.
The Golden Ticket from Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali's
robe and championship belt
from 76. Wow.
Really neat. So yeah, it'll be interesting, and then it'll be one of those things where is this stuff gonna just stay kind of museum pieces forever, or is this like lot ever gonna get sold? Like, you know, and I hadn't looked into the Paul Allen stuff. I did mention that just now, because Paul's died a few years ago, that there's finally selling the sports teams. Portland Trailblazers are going up first, and then the Seahawks will be available. So I don't know how that's all going to work. If it's like a permanent, exhibit like that's helped, like partly owned by the city of Seattle or whatever. Because I used to go a bunch. It was really fun to go and just hang out and see everything. You just walk around like all Jimi Hendrix and Kurt Cobain's, like all the Seattle guys. They had a whole Queensryche exhibit, which I liked because it was, they're a Seattle band too, which is neat, but well worth it if you get a chance to go. And I know the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has lots of stuff. The Smithsonian has lots of stuff. So it's just, this is like a big deal, this collection. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with it.
Yeah, and I'm curious because in addition to all this, he has a ton of just vintage pieces, a couple bursts in here, a lot of vintage fenders, custom colors, many vintage Martins and Gibson acoustics.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? Because I'm of the opinion.
Yeah, what should happen with this stuff?
Well, I don't know what should. I mean, I would like to see it be, part of an exhibit where you could go see it. Because I feel all this stuff. I mean, the Muhammad Ali stuff. I mean, seeing a copy of the Declaration of Independence is pretty neat. Because there were a bunch of copies that did get made.
I went to the British Museum. All the museums in London are free, and I went to the British Museum, and they have like next to each other in one of the rooms a copy of the Magna Carta, and then like Paul's handwritten lyrics to Yesterday. And you're like, well, that makes sense, right?
Sure.
Both of those things next to each other, and then all the stuff that they stole from all the
I think that's
the colonies.
80% of it. Right?
Yeah, the British Museum. But those two things were pretty rad. That you can go in there and see it. So it's it's crazy, but then also like you're like, oh man, these guitars. Some of them should be played, right? And he did play them, and you're kind of like, but it's it's an interesting thing thinking about the archiving the history of rock and roll, and we're getting to these instruments are he's got over those Martins are how old?
I mean 1840s, so
200 years,
almost 200 years old.
God damn.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see these be part of a collection or exhibit that would still let artists use it because love him or hate him, John Mayer does a pretty damn good job in The Grateful Dead, or Dead and Company, and excuse me, and it would be cool to see him playing Tiger.
Has he ever gotten to take out any of those guitars?
I don't know, or like the Wolf guitar or something.
Who owns that?
That one I don't know. I'm sure it's in a private collection as well, but but kind of like I was saying, I have to assume that once the generation that has perpetuated this sort of collector's market kind of passes on, that the bursts that are now creeping up just to absurd levels, or at least that's what they're being priced at. Are probably going to go back down. Will they ever be the attainable? The relatively attainable numbers that they once were. No. But when bursts are hitting $400+ $1,000
for any of them,
not
a notable one. Just
we're not talking pearly gates. We're just talking some random one made in 58 or 59, 60. Then will those guitars retain that value? And I have to think they're gonna fall.
Well, you just got to think of like who's like the last generation of people that would like like you said, like hold value. For this,
John did get to play
the
Wolf, so thanks. That's awesome.
Like someone has asked, like, is the Gilmore the most expensive one ever sold? It's actually the acoustic that Kurt Cobain played on Unplugged. It was actually the highest selling.
That was the highest selling.
Was it like, which one was that? He had an electric pickup in it. It was like a John Lennon signature or something.
No,
I can't remember. It was a Martin though, right?
Kurt Cobain.
That one's the most expensive guitar ever sold.
Martin auction. A D18E. It sold at Julian's.
I believe that's the most expensive one. $6 million.
$6 million.
Yeah.
But
But that's also like, maybe who are the last guys like that will have guitars that'll sell for that much?
Well, I mean,
maybe John Mayer's, stuff like 50 years from now.
Well, I mean, Jimmy Page's collection is still.
I'm talking about the youngest guy, who's like the newest guy.
Current people?
Yeah. Like when Jack White's airline goes for sale one day.
I don't think it'll ever reach.
No, but there's still going to be a price paid for those guitars.
I mean,
because those are guys that are notable enough to where their guitars will fetch some value one day.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, was it Jack White stuff?
Jack White's
any of John Mayer's guitars.
John Mayer
if John were to ever auction or sell his like original like Steve Ray Vaughan Strat that he used like early on, that would go for insane money. Or his first like OM or whatever his acoustics based on.
Billy Joe. Yeah.
So Irsay has
some Billy Joe stuff.
Yeah, it's two of Billy Joe's.
He's played so many different guitars over the years, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, and as much as I think, like, the Blue, Billy Joe's, I guess it was a Fernandez.
His Strat that he had.
His Strat.
Yeah.
I think it was a Fernandez.
Yeah, we'll talk about Blue Strats, Rivers.
Rivers. I mean, but those guitars, and as culturally impactful and important as those bands were, and kind of still are, maybe Weezer less so, no offense. I don't ever foresee them reaching the $1 million status because I think the last auction that just genuinely shocked me was the
Mark Knopfler?
The Mark Knopfler auction. And the Jeff Beck auction was crazy, but I feel like Mark Knopfler, I mean, maybe I didn't see all the numbers for the Jeff Beck thing, but we were kind of watching the Mark Knopfler auction live, and just like the numbers for just reissue instruments and normal stuff that he might have played like on one, there's one or two photographs, just obscene money.
Yeah,
I don't.
How much?
I think there has to be a
well, what we're talking about is that like it's the people that have the money to spend on those guitars. That's what we're talking about when the boomers are starting to age out of this stuff and pass, and like the next generation. Are those people going to have the kind of... I mean, yes, we're going to get to James or Kirk, when Eat Fuck or Free Beer or like all the original stuff.
Or
the 79V or the 89 Custom or any of that stuff. I mean, obviously when Greenie is available again.
Right.
Maybe one day, you know what I mean?
And Kirk has publicly like laughed at people talking about how, he bought Greenie for $1 million. He did not. He said it was very reasonable.
Yeah, he's never disclosed. He's never disclosed how much he paid for it.
Yeah, I mean, and if I had to wager a guess,
$250.
I was gonna say 300.
300, yeah.
Which is crazy, but I think that the market is driven by the people with the most cash to spend on these sort of things, and like our parents and the people that have these large collections who are Yeah. And there's people our age that own insane stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Kurt Cobain's guitar going for that much means, it's Kurt, but it's also a newer guy, and, our generation versus the previous one, the boomers, I don't know how much they were super into Nirvana, but, like, it's a famous guitar, so it's, it's an interesting thing to think about,
But I don't, like, a lot of the guitars that have sold for these insane prices are in and of themselves collector's pieces. A 59 D18E, that's not that expensive, like of a vintage Martin. But a 59 Burst, or Eric Clapton's 64 ES335, or
would it be expensive regardless of whose name was attached?
Some of them
to
would
it?
be.
Yeah.
So when the guitars that are going to go up for auction and sale that were on the posters on our wall growing up, those guitars in and of themselves don't have as much intrinsic collector value.
A lot of the James and Kirk guitars are valuable because they played them.
Yes.
It's ESPs and Explorers and not crazy years or nothing fancy about them, really.
Because if Chris Evans is in the chat, he can let me know, because he's followed this pretty closely. But like an 83, 84 white Explorer, like James has, I think they sell on the used market for anywhere from 10 to 17-ish, depending on condition. That's a lot of money, but it's not. A lot of these pieces that we've talked about you could add a zero to the end of that, just right out of the gate.
Oh, Red Hot Chili Peppers, yeah. Frusciante stuff, yeah, definitely.
And so it just begs the question: Will the market shift in that way in the next number of years. And I have to say yes. And I saw someone talking about, adjusting for inflation, and all that's true.
Yeah.
But it seems that the gear market, when it goes up, it adjusts at a pretty rapid speed. Like it's exponential. Seemingly to be exponential growth for these prices.
Yeah.
And it's not just, a 59 Les Paul with a case was $300-ish in 1959. But adjusted for inflation, it's about, $3,000. So that's kind of holding true with what a Gibson Les Paul standard is. But buying a burst in even 1990 compared to buying a burst today, the adjustment for inflation is it probably is not as 1-to-1 as some things are.
Yeah.
But let us know what you think about
Springsteen's telly.
Yeah, there's like the
list. Trump's gonna buy that and smash
it. Man, just out of spite, he's like, I want to sell this gift, this plane, and have a little pocket money, a little walking around money.
Good Lord. Yeah.
Oh,
but it is wild, It's wild to think about, these guys and these famous guitars. So we talk about this. It's always a great question to ask when we're talking about this. We know it's pearly gates, right?
For me?
Yeah. Obviously, money unlimited. If someone was going to gift you the famous guitar, it's pearly, right?
Oh, man.
There's no other choice that's close.
No, the only thing that would suck about pearly is Billy has never refretted it.
Oh, wow.
So pearly still has original frets.
Yeah.
And pearly, by the way, for those that don't know, when Billy got it was brand new. Like the guy that he bought it from played it and then put it under the bed.
When did he buy it? What year?
He bought it like late 60s, early 70s. Because he had it for the first record, but he didn't have it when ZZ Top started. Instead he had a Carina Flying V. Well, I don't know. It's got the pickups, but it's not the right shape.
Yeah.
It's good because Billy loved John Mayall and the Blues Breakers.
Yeah.
So that picture of Eric playing his burst
that influenced quite a few people.
Man, what a cultural moment.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And man, but that would be mine. And what would yours be? Like, so what or
which one? Yeah. Which one do you think I'd pick if I had to choose one?
Oh, you'd pick OGV.
The Electra.
Yeah.
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 The original.
The original.
The original.
James,
original. Yeah.
James's original
that's
Flying
it.
V.
That's it. That's his first. That's the guitar.
And it's so funny because because I got the Messenger's book.
Yes.
The James Hetfield.
Oh, you finally got it?
Yeah, I got it. My parents got it for me for Christmas.
Oh, awesome! I forgot that you got that.
And I was looking through it, and it's so like, if you like Metallica or you just like guitar,
it's such a good book for just
check out the Messenger's James Hetfield's collection book because it has incredible photos. And then I think the coolest thing about it, and maybe this is just me because I'm a bona fide dork, is he and I guess his tech have kind of documented all the changes that all the guitars have had.
They detail it, yeah, which is very cool.
So you can know like approximately when he did pickup swaps
when it broke and stuff, like the tailpiece on the Electra. Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. That one. And then,
Slash's collection. Holy moly!
And someone mentioned Radiohead too. I think Johnny Greenwood's stuff is all the Radiohead fans. It's like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
His Telly Plus or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, what a moment. Like that for me in high school, and I don't know if you had any friends that did this, but in high school, I remember everyone wanted a Telly Plus.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, OK Computer had already been out.
Yeah.
But we had kind of all discovered it around the same time.
Yeah.
Because like 16, we finally
get there.
We can finally drive to the record store and be like, I've heard of Radiohead.
Yeah.
But all my friends wanted a Telly Plus.
Yeah.
And then I personally put so many kill switches in between the volume and tone knobs.
Speaking of that, like, Tom Morello's stuff, or all his Arm the Homeless and Soul Power, like his stuff is pretty famous. So the other Metallica one I want is Uncle Milty, the '73 Custom, the Iron Cross guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that's like, because that was the first one that kind of came out. He's like, he's playing Gibsons again.
Right.
And it was like, that was like really cool. And he sort of debuted that guy. I love that thing.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Slash. So yeah, I mean, there's a treasure trove of guys. There's a treasure trove of guitars that'll come for sale one day. And it's just wild. to think about it, you know. But will there be another person that'll step up, like, and be as famous as guys like Paul Allen and Jim Irsay? You know, does Mark Zuckerberg want to collect guitars? You know what I mean? It's like, is there anybody like that out there?
I mean, there has to be.
That's our age. That's got cash. You know what I mean?
You know, I don't know. I mean, and that is the question, because it is a who is in the under 50 team.
Oh, that's a billionaire.
There's a bill. I mean, like, you kind of have to be.
Yeah, you have to be a billionaire. Yeah, I think so.
To be able to do that, and I think I saw just in Googling Jim, he was worth about $4 billion.
Mm-hmm. Well, the crazy part about it is, and this is something as a sports fan, and we'll talk about the sports,
Mike Campbell,
the sports part of this. The teams now are so crazy. Like before, like you could be like a normal family business and like afford to like buy a sports team, and now like all of them are worth so much. It's like it's just the top of the top of the top. There's like no like, you know, so like the Irsays were like a family business, you know, kind of thing. And then so a lot of their money, I'm sure there's other things, but like most of the people that buy teams now are people that made money, you know, they're all hedge fund and, you know what I mean?
Have to be.
Like all that kind of thing. It's crazy because I think like, I don't even know how much the Colts would be worth, but there was like an independent evaluation of like the 49ers recently. And I think that they're getting close to like $8 billion just for a sports team, which is insanity, but that's where we are. I mean, in my lifetime, you know, I'm sure when the Seahawks go for sale from Paul Allen, I mean, I'm sure these teams, like guys bought them for like, you know, 50 million, 100 million, and now they're worth like $8 billion. Man,
$50 million, what a deal.
No, isn't that crazy? Man. Isn't that crazy?
Hold on, let me call my banker.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I heard the coach.
So it's all groups. It's like the Guggenheims bought the Dodgers,
the
right?
Rockwells.
Yeah, I mean that's how it works. It's like,
Rockefellers.
It's not a guy, you know what I mean? Which is rough, but you know, so guys like Jim Irsay are, you know, that's just not. It's just that's the last of his kind, sort of.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This is a good question. Before we dive into some other stuff, Austin. Mm-hmm. Curious if any YouTubers' guitars go for good numbers one day. Can see Marty Schwartz Telly or 335 going for a high number, just because of his impact. Tim Pierce, Music is Win, have huge followings.
You know, I love Rhett's Champagne Sparkle Ceres J. Mm-hmm. Burgundy Sparkle.
Burgundy Sparkle.
It's burgundy. It looks like champagne. It's
very,
way lighter.
It's
lighter than the way it ended up. That finish, but yeah,
it's lighter than the way it ended up.
No. The way the color, like, because that one was done in, you know, was not shot with nitro, so it's like a different looking guitar.
It's a poly guitar.
It's a poly guitar.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Like breaking news. I mean, not that you'd ever.
Everybody. No, he talks about that.
Yeah, it's heavy too.
He talks about it. Yeah, because you can't get the exact guitar because of the way it was distressed is so different than the way it's done now.
Yeah, his good, and that Ceres is incredibly special, but it is a very different. It's very different from any of the Cereses that we have had.
Absolutely.
But what I mean, any YouTubers? I mean, I think Tim Pierce would probably have
what guitar?
But yeah, what guitar?
He has a lot of, what's he like most associated with?
That I don't know. You know, I mean, Marty Schwartz has a Red 335, and Marty, you know, huge following, very impactful, has taught a lot of people. Will continue to. I mean, you put yourself onto YouTube, and if you have any reasonable following, then you're kind of you're immortal in a way, which is an interesting thought.
God.
Yeah.
Are we immortal?
Yes, in a way.
Until the Google server shut down?
Yeah, until that EMP blast finally takes us all back to the Stone Age.
For the best.
Yeah, North Korea, well, they had a ship fall off a transport carrier. You see that?
No.
It's pretty funny.
Oh, Lord.
But anywho, I don't foresee any YouTuber guitars to go for anything in the... I don't think you'll break... I mean, you might get into the 6-figure range.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would break that. I don't think I don't think anyone has had, not necessarily the impact, but any of the guitars are so coveted that they would do that. Chris Buck's RevStar, cool. Will it sell for $100,000? No way. No way. $10,000? Sure.
Yeah.
$100,000? No.
Colts were valued at $4.8 billion in August of 24. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
So, all right. So,
what else you want to talk about? Oh, you want to talk about did somebody call it the Natto Dumble Stumble?
Yeah, yes, I think someone did. So
I think they called it. That was good.
Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah, Dave Grohl's $335 Trini. Yeah.
Even still, I
He's
don't
gonna have
think.
to sell that for child support payments. Sorry.
Wrap it up next time, Dave.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, just think about your supermodel wife.
Jesus Christ, man.
Hoi, okay.
Hoi.
So, JHS had an issue with the
Here, let's do one
Natto Dumble.
one last question
Oh,
on this.
my
from,
bad.
From Jacob McDougal right here.
Jacob.
Like, what guitar do you think would sell? What's the sell for the most? What any guitar that exists right now that's been sold before or hasn't been sold before? What guitar do you think is the most valuable guitar in the world?
What?
Jimmy Page #1.
Pearly. I think you'd have to say things that haven't been sold.
Yeah, because it'll be exciting when it comes up.
Yeah, because I think that's the only way to get anything that would be...
Red Special, Brian May.
I think Red Special has a good shot. Pearly Gates has a huge shot.
Jimmy Page #1.
Jimmy Page.
I think it's Jimmy Page.
Or did the Frankenstein...
Has that ever been sold at auction?
I don't
the
think...
original Strat?
I don't think
No,
Eddie's Frankenstein. I don't think that Wolfie would ever...
Wolfie. Isn't that funny to call him Wolfie? I know.
Wolfgang, I was watching a video of Wolfgang playing drums,
Yeah.
talking about Alex,
Yeah.
and Alex Van Halen, and I didn't realize how incredible of a drummer he is.
Yeah, there's rumors, because speaking of Dave Grohl and Foo Fighters, they fired Josh Freese.
Was he the drummer?
He was a drummer they hired,
okay.
and then now, so they don't have a drummer right now, and they got some dates, so there was rumors that Wolfgang, they were going to get Wolfie to play drums for him.
I assume...
Oh!
Is that the front? I assume that he has just an incredible amount of talent, but I was really blown away. But I think, check it out, it's a Drumeo video where Wolfgang is playing along with Van Halen tracks, and he is just killing it.
So
Did something?
Some Mauser.
Oh, caps.
Yeah.
The guys can make more stuff. But I don't know. What do you think?
Most expensive? It's hard. I kind of go back and forth. I think it's like Pearly, obviously.
Oh,
Jimmy Page
McCartney's Hofner?
Oh, God.
I mean, yeah.
Wolf has the Frankenstrat. The Frankenstrat is probably, if that ever sold, that has to be it, right?
Yeah. Oh.
That's got to be it.
I think
guitars. Greeny's going to go, with that ever sold now, because of Greeny, the lineage and how famous it is, because he's made it exponentially more famous now. You know, it was before, now it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. That's a big topic.
Love that topic. All right.
So
let's talk about how awesome this all is. It's just crazy.
It's awesome it is.
It's awesome in what a wild story.
Yes.
It's just like...
So, the Natto Dumble came out, and
Another home run from JHS in his marketing department.
It is very smart.
Crazy,
but,
yeah.
It kind of set the internet on its head for a second, because the clean portion was purported to be one specific Dumble unit that Josh had made for John Mayer, and they called it the Box It Later or something. And it was some preamp boost thing. But when people started looking at the Natto Dumble PCB, they said, well, this doesn't have the same doesn't have the same components as what the other thing had. Yeah. And turns out, during the development of this, the wrong schematic was chosen. And files were probably not named right. I know that even I struggle with making sure I keep things organized in my PCB design software. But the clean drive is not
what he said it was.
What he said it was, and that it's a complete and utter accident. And Josh being Josh and being the upstanding guy that he is,
he made a whole confession video.
He made a confession video,
which is a YouTube staple.
And they are discontinuing this. And once the as you can see on the screen here, in 6 hours, 4 p.m. Central CD time. What's the D stand for?
Central Daylight Time.
Oh, okay.
It's after daylight savings.
Oh, okay.
It's CDT.
Okay.
So you know which one you're talking about. We should just get rid of all that crap.
Yeah, that's for farmers. That's some almanac stuff.
Yeah, we don't do that. I ain't
What's
farming.
an almanac?
What? I ain't farming.
Yeah.
I know a sports almanac.
But
me and Biff.
So this is going to go away, and they'll probably bring it back. And if I had to wager a guess, I bet they are rapid prototyping the next version of this.
They have to,
so they can get it rocking. But what do you guys think of this? Because I think, like, it's an honest mistake, and me being a pedal builder and having made mistakes and let mistakes out into the world.
No.
Yes.
No, we've never done that. What are you talking about?
Yes. If anyone wants to cast aspersions on Josh or anything, then you need to just like slow your roll, because these things
do you think
happen.
people thought it was intentional in order to like drum up interest for this thing and then do a V2?
Maybe some goobers that just like
they need to be gooped.
Yeah, let's goop the goobers. You know what I'm saying?
Goop the goopers.
Goop the goopers.
Gwyneth Paltrow's coming after you.
Oh man! Like, smell this candle! No. But yeah, it has been announced that there's a V2 coming. One of the things that I saw and I found interesting, because even from like the announcement, because we were guessing what it was, and I think
nobody guessed this.
Nobody guessed this
until they saw the warehouse shot,
right?
And they saw everyone zoomed in on there was one
intentional, not blurred,
an unblurred.
Like, yeah. I didn't hit that with the blur tool in Photoshop, but I've seen on that pedal show and Facebook all the groups, because like all the guitar forum things that I enjoy the most now are like groups on Facebook. But
you do enjoy them?
I do enjoy them.
Okay.
That pedal show group, for the most part, is a very positive lot. Although you're starting to see more older people on it, because you'll see people like, "Hey, I've had a few beers and I have some thoughts." Like,
yes.
Like that's not a young person's kind of post in my experience, but maybe. I mean, I've definitely been drunk and posted things on the internet, but that's why I can never run for president. So, but I've seen people where they take the single foot switch, not a Dumble, and put another foot switch so it's channel switchable.
I'm shocked. I hadn't really even thought about it much, and I'm like, oh, he didn't make it foot switchable.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got to do that on V2, right?
I'm sure it will be.
So now I'm like, Josh, what's going on here, buddy? What's going on here, buddy?
What would you want from a Natto Dumble V2? Because I know you're a big,
What would I want?
You're the guy to ask for this.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I just get a Herculean. We're good.
Yeah. The only thing I could see, if I was going to replicate a Dumble style thing, and this would totally make a kit more of a pain in the butt to build, but to make it more amp-like, I would put an effects loop on it and have it be like a whole amp with an effects loop that you could have stuff, and like you could use at the end of your chain, something like that. It sounds the same. Wait, it sounds the same as what it was supposed to be. No one would have cared or found out or cared. Huh? I don't know. Sometimes I shouldn't read all the.
Yeah.
The difference is literally an op amp and a FET version of the circuit.
I mean, nobody noticed until they looked at the circuit. Like, nobody heard it and said, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, because none of these people have ever played that thing. And I would wager to guess that 99% of the people, 99.9% of the people who bought this have never even seen a Dumble, much less played a Dumble. I mean, maybe you've seen it if you've gone to a John Mayer show.
There you go.
But probably never laid hands on one.
So it's exciting. But I will say this, that, if anybody spends more than $100 on a used one of the V1s because they think people are pricing them higher for any reason, I think that's absolute insanity.
Yeah.
Just wait for V2 if you really want one. And paying any more for this is ridiculous and weird. And
if you have extra money to spend, go to mythospedals.com this
Herculean.
weekend, and you can get 15% off any in-stock pedal.
We just sold one. Somebody bought a Mjolnir.
Oh.
Just saw that. We didn't hear the ding, but it just popped up on your phone.
I silenced my dings.
You said... Sorry, Morgan. But what I was going to say is that, like, one thing that I this is it's a talk about things that frustrate you, things that grind your gears.
Oh, man.
One of mine is when people start saying they're selling for blank, and then like, have you actually looked to see if anybody's actually sold one? So sometimes you got to look, because when all that, like, remember when they did like the germanium tumnus, and everybody lost their minds. And everyone's like, oh, they're selling them for this much. And you look and, like, you know, there's like a couple, but not that much. Always you got to look, not what they're priced at, right? But are they actually, what have people paid?
Yeah.
Like the Bad Monkey was like, nobody paid a lot of money.
Oh, I guarantee some idiot did.
So, there was a few.
And they were like, oh, this thing kind of sucks.
There was a few, but people, you know, and I know this for a fact because this happened when I was at Novo. And people say like, oh, people are placing their Novos for crazy prices. They're going for $10,000. I'm like, no one ever bought one for that much. There's a couple signatures that sold for around what the list price was for a signature, and those were rare guitars and super rad. So that makes sense that maybe if you really wanted one, you would pay around what the price was, but nobody did. Just look at the prices. Nobody paid crazy over what the list price was.
Yeah.
You know, people paid around what some of them were going, where you sold one for a decent price, but nothing crazy. So always look at the sold prices. Yeah. So what do we got here? Sold prices.
No sold prices. I don't even know if you can.
Did they hide that so you can't look at it anymore?
There's still the price
There's so
guide.
many umlauts.
Yeah. Price guide. Wait. Natto Dumble. One result. Get price estimate. For crying out loud. 148. Oh, 127 to 167. Why?
Can you go to the search? You can check the sold list, just the sold listings.
Where's that?
Go search it. Kablam.
You can?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I do it all the time. You got to filter it.
It's like,
I do it for like.
the heck is this?
What are you doing?
I'm pressing
okay,
go.
Go to all filters. Scroll down. Show only.
Oh.
Sold listings.
Oh, okay. That's like an old eBay thing.
Yeah. Everybody. All right, look. 185.
Here, here's what we do.
No, and then sort by
high to low.
All right.
See who is the dumbest.
Whoa!
Rare.
Somebody paid $500. Okay.
Dumb.
Okay, now we're getting into the range where it's not super dumb.
I like it. Like, it's already made. They've done all the hard work for you.
Okay, so they are okay. So
that's dumb.
So I say you still got to check.
Ooh.
So it looks like a few people are paying for it. Oh, you want to see if how much? Sold listings.
I didn't know this existed.
Oh, I've done this. Somebody
dang.
$400.
Wow.
Dang.
I mean, that's kind of cool. Neat.
Dumb. It's dumb. Well, I guess we're never gonna make them.
I'm not making these anymore, so.
Oh my god, that was funny.
Anyway.
So I guess so we looked and some people did pay that much for it. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Good lord.
And we got a super chat.
Yeah.
Oh man. Happy Friday. I love it. I love misspelled comments. It makes me so unbelievably happy. It seems drinking and posting on the internet group chats is required for this government administration.
Whoa! 50% tariff on the EU.
I think that's more Sudafed than alcohol.
They had a lot of McDonald's.
Oh man!
I do want to try those new nuggets. I mean there's new chicken strips.
Oh, I was like, what nuggets?
McDonald's.
They changed the McDonald's nuggets.
No, and you can't do that.
Like,
That's genetically engineered for happiness when you're 4 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I
just pictured Don Jr. running in the Oval Office, be like, "Dad, I got you the new chicken strips." He's like, "Oh no way, son!"
At least they could have waited and tried to get some of the new ones.
Dad.
I mean, there's still a drop of this stuff. They're still selling V1s.
Yeah.
You missed my super chat.
I
did.
My
god! What? There's a super chat button right there.
Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry.
There it is.
Oh man, Super Guitar, thank you. You two have the best eyeglasses and deserve this tariff-free super chat. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I feel pretty good about mine.
I need
How long
new
have you
ones.
had those? frames?
A couple years.
Mine are
And
like 6 years old.
I had a similar frame before this that were slightly smaller, and I kind of wish I still had. I'd still have them.
I'm looking forward to going like Elliot Gould in Ocean's 11. Like I want to do Super 70s. Like I'm directing a prestige film. Like I'm directed Nashville or what's the other one? You know.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like Pete Bogdanovich.
My favorite character in The Witcher. Anyway, when did Matthew get so good at the internet?
What are you talking about?
Knowing how to filter stuff.
That's just because of the Novo days. I'd always no one's paying these actual. And then you're like, okay, somebody paid. You gotta know.
Yeah.
What are people actually paying for this stuff?
That's interesting. Not to derail the pedal chat, but what collection of guitars or pedals would you guys like to see documented and released in a coffee table book?
Because they did, we got James and Kirk recently.
Yes. There's a Slash book.
I have. What about Billy?
Well, Billy has Rock and Roll Gearhead.
Okay.
Which I have. It's really cool. If you like Billy Gibbons, Rock and Roll Gearhead's neat. It's guitars and cars.
Yeah.
The only thing that's weird about it is there's a lot of girls in it.
Yeah.
But it's just like
bikini girls standing next to guitars.
Not bikini, just they're trying to look. But just the pose. Whoever posed these ladies, I think it was their first time doing it.
Oh.
So, or maybe Billy was telling them what to do. Because there's some shots.
How?
That's not
Sexy?
This is not sexy. It's just it's not framed very well. Very odd.
Do you remember the old? We always love talking about the old Guitar World. Oh
yeah.
The Guitar World buyer's guides.
Yeah.
With all the ladies.
Yeah. That was
rough, man.
That's back when the swimsuit Sports Illustrated was
still big. Yeah.
King of the world or Queen of the World. I don't know. Ooh. Fun. But I don't know.
Dean Castle.
Dean Castle got the 1 in 3/4 Mjolnir. It's not as loud or as bright as your Wildwood, but somehow bigger and warmer sounding.
Cool.
It's all about the diodes. It changes it.
It's all about the diodes.
But yeah. But I think
who else? Who else needs a collection?
I don't know.
That you'd be excited about?
That I would be excited about?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love love him or hate him, he has some incredible stuff. Joe Bonamassa would have a really...
Who hates Joe Bonamassa? Nobody really does.
Yeah.
They don't like the idea of Joe Bonamassa.
Yeah.
The person, nothing to hate. He's just a guy who loves
guitar
gear.
nerd.
He's a guitar nerd.
He really is. He knows... Oh, God. He knows his stuff.
I would like, obviously, one day a Jack White or Josh Homme collection.
That'd be cool.
Book, because they've got all kinds of wild stuff. That would be really neat for myself. Who else for a player that you like, that you want a full book of?
I don't know enough people that have collections big enough to warrant a book.
That's right.
John Mayer. A John Mayer collection would be cool. Yeah. What's the story on the unfinished telly on the wall? That is a guitar mill neck and body that I bought because I was like, I'm going to make an Esquire. And then I went to Grunes and bought an Esquire.
That's some just Zach ADHD right
yeah,
there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, at some point, I need to, I think, what do I need to do? I put the neck on. I guess that's it.
You just do one thing every 6 months.
The neck is not straight.
No, it's fine.
With the body.
That's fine.
So I'm gonna take it to probably take it to Dave Johnson and be like, put strings on this and make it play. And then yeah. He went from Fender to PRS.
Hell yeah, he did. PRS rules.
What? Why do you hate him?
That's a frowny face. PRS rules, dog.
Oh, PRS is great.
And John's awesome.
Why not? Why don't we end on this? Our friends at PRS.
Oh, they've been released a bunch of cool guitars this week.
They did, and boy howdy, they got me interested.
I mean,
I was talking to Mark about these, Mark Quigley.
Well, I just sold one of these.
You
the
did.
Core version, only because I had bought an amazing baritone from Castadosa, and I did not want to sell that guitar. But, when you have a finite amount of gear money, that's how it works. But now they've got an affordable S2 and SE version of that guitar for everybody to get.
Yes, they do. So
And
now
it's beautiful.
they have narrow field models. So they have the S2 and the SE special semi-hollow. S2 over here on the left and the SE on the right. The SE has like the pickup rings from like
The 408s.
408.
Or the Paul's guitar, or that style.
Interesting. And
It's an interesting choice.
And I think honestly, it dresses that guitar up in a way that
I mean, it's a absolutely beautiful looking guitar.
it looks great.
It looks awesome, you know.
You can't knock the SEs. And S2s are also amazing, all Maryland made.
And those S2s have the 5815 LTs.
Yeah.
Which are the same pickups that are in the core version. And so now you can get that exact guitar basically, just
Pretty
without
much.
the violin carve.
Yeah.
And the birds, right?
Probably an overall thinner body.
Yeah.
S2 SE Studio, which is narrow field, and then a humbucker. Love the Studio. And then honestly, the one that's most interesting to me
It's the Studio Standard.
Studio Standard. So it has 2 narrow fields and a humbucker on
Yeah.
there's a man right there,
Mr. Chad.
Chad. And it's got a Silver Sky sort of vibe.
Yeah, it's a mahogany though, right?
Is it?
It is.
Yes,
It's
all
mahogany. Yeah.
And I think this is. I wish you could click that.
I wish you could click that. Oh, we got a super chat.
What color does this one come in? I like the pearl white, and then this gray.
They're going for the Silver Sky vibes with the color
Yes.
choices.
And I think it's really smart because Silver Sky, like the whole idea was not to just do classic guitar colors. They wanted to. Well, John was like, modern stuff, Apple, Tesla, but like that sort of thing. Okay.
Okay.
Super chat. Jose G.
Speaking of car collections, how's the Ebony 58? What pickups are in it now? Should I go grab it?
Is it right there? I can get it.
Oh, God, it's right there. Look at that spinny chair.
Oh.
That's the most exciting thing for my girls now. Is
chairs?
I put them both in the same chair, and they go double spinny chair.
Yeah.
And I just spin it, and they love it. That's their most requested activity at home.
Yeah. Spin me, Papa. So this.
It's got the throwbacks, right?
Yes, this has throwbacks. So this is our shop throwback guitar.
Yeah, it's just a banger that we got some throwbacks in. No big deal.
Yeah. This is a 2016 R8. And it's awesome.
Ha!
It has throwbacks, I aged the pole pieces because I wanted them to be more rusty and gross. And you guys know I cannot help myself.
Rusty and gross. That's
And-
my favorite, furniture store.
That's also a front.
Yeah, exactly.
Every furniture and rug store is a front. Incredible guitar. And if you're ever in the area and you want to try throwbacks, just come by and this will be here and you can play it.
All right.
We got a bunch of super
I know, we got to
chats.
keep
Holy
going here.
Mackerel.
All right. Veteran Vibe, Super Chat. Make more Dipped in Tone podcast.
Well-
didn't you record a couple?
We have one that should be coming out soon. Addison actually just texted me. If you're not on the Patreon, that's really where we post all the news. Rhett is out of town he's been gone for, I guess, 2 weeks. Or something like that.
Doing the gravel thing again?
Yeah, he's doing some he's doing a couple bike races, photographing things with Tilly, taking about a month off, big trip thing. People without kids, they can do that sort of stuff.
Who knew?
And then I am going to Florida.
Yeah, Florida. You're gonna be Florida man for a week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I'll be out, and then Addison just did a vacation. So we're gonna be taking just about a month-long break, but we might actually repost some old episodes with new intros, probably from me.
And we're
wheel
gonna
turning.
dub over Rhett.
Yeah.
And make him say really dumb stuff.
Look, man, I like Tube Screamers. This PRS guitar is great.
No, I think I'm gonna go back to hats. Remember when he was a hat guy?
Yeah.
He
we
posted
love
that
you,
on
Rhett.
Instagram, I think. Yeah. Okay, we got this one too.
Oh, man, Paul.
$15.
Jeez, Paul, thank you.
Oh man, feeding the lizards. We're gonna let's get Taco Bell again today.
I can't. My
That'd be
my
3
body
times in
cannot
48
take it.
hours for you. I got really loud.
What do you guys think of the Fiore?
Oh, that's cool.
doesn't seem to be hyped, but it's rad. So the Fiore is great. So the Fiore is Mark Lettieri's SIG.
Mm-hmm.
How's the fastest way to find it?
Go to
Signature. See, I know how to sort.
Ha.
There he is.
Da-da-ba-dow.
His hair's short in that one.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh, there's the Fiore and the Fiore Satin. I think the Fiore is cool.
I've not played one.
I've only strummed on one a little bit. I think I played one at Sweetwater a few years ago. But it has like the Silver Sky sort of bridge on it. Mm-hmm. Specific pickups. I mean, Mark is an incredible player and really knows what he's doing. I like the satin. Cool. I'm not crazy about that lavender color. Let's see what other colors they got.
Red.
Amaryllis.
Orange.
Hibiscus. And then lilac. Lilac. It's not. I wish it had a pick guard, personally.
Okay.
Because I feel like with the the non-flamey top, it needs something else. But that's just me.
There you go. Yeah, it's a cool guitar.
I don't know what people are talking about.
I know, you just miss it.
Bourbon.
There you go. Bourbon.
What are you talking about?
Like
Here,
50s bourbon.
Here.
Oh, yeah, probably the color, right? You're talking about.
The color on, I don't know.
One of them.
Oh, the Velo Reclaimed. Yeah, those were cool. Those sold immediately and are now worth a lot of money. But anyway, everybody, I guess that's it. So
yeah, wild show.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, let me see if we missed anything in the chat.
I appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, ending of live streams are always.
It's always peters out, Bum Crack Watch Company. Yes.
Dub over Rhett. Oh, poor Rhett.
That'd be fun. Yeah. What's for lunch? We had Taco Bell yesterday because we 3 out of the 4 of us did not bring lunch, so we just moved it up a day.
Oh man, Travis, another super chat.
Oh, we gotta keep going then.
Oh.
Yeah.
You missed out on a 51 custom shop Telecaster. Should you upgrade your Les Paul or get a custom shop Les Paul? Just got a Herc Deluxe and it's amazing. Thank you.
Awesome.
It just depends. Like what
do you want?
What do you want? Yeah, if you love your Les Paul and it's lacking in some way, upgrade it.
You love upgrading.
I love upgrading because
Yeah.
it really makes a guitar that you might like and turn into something you love.
It's personal too. You get to choose lots of neat stuff just for yourself, which is cool.
This is dirty. But yeah, I don't know. It depends. For me, it's all about finding the instrument you connect with and then making it your own. So if you like your Les Paul, do that. But if you don't like it, just sell it. Move on.
Yeah.
Do something different. Oh, someone's asking about top wrapping.
He's a top wrap man.
I do top wrap. If you're not familiar with what top wrapping is, it's where you put the strings this way and then bend them over the tailpiece. I think it changes the feel and it changes the sound a little bit, but yeah, it's just I have done it this way for
long time,
13 years, something like that. Ben, you appreciate all of our enthusiasm.
Yes, we love gear. We love talking gear.
Yeah, and we like being enthusiastic.
It's the name of the game, baby.
It's hard to keep the enthusiasm up sometimes in this world, but we're doing our best.
I try to do a pretty good job of it. I'm excited. I'm easily pleased.
I try not to read the news. The moment I read the news, I'm like, wow, the planet sucks.
Yeah.
Why is humanity such a plague?
we're a virus, according to Agent Smith. So.
Well, I mean,
he might have been right about that one.
Some things,
Yeah. But yeah, we're having a good time. I'm having a good time. What are you playing the most right now?
What guitar?
Yeah. What's the rig right now? Studio Sig at home? Or you're Metallica pilled right now.
Yeah, I'm on the
You're on the Metallica swang.
So I put 8185 EMGs in my White Explorer. And it sounds like
And Justice for All.
And Justice for All in the Black Album. And I know I'm driving my family crazy.
Yeah.
Because every time Graham takes a shower, we'll just crack the door, turn on the fan. He's in there just singing, enjoying himself, and I have my Line 6 Catalyst and one of my heavy guitars, and I'm just going.
Yeah. Gotta get the chug. You guys hearing that? The boy's got a tight right hand.
That's a hard one, Moth into Flame.
Yeah. That's a great song live, man.
Yeah.
Everything rips.
Oh, okay. Last question. Who done it pros?
Who done it?
That's like you're like a murder mystery agency.
Yeah, we're the Who Done It pros.
That also plums.
I mean, who done it? Sometimes somebody leaves a.
Maybe that's a who clogged this.
Yeah.
Who done it?
Did you like the Who Pooped the Bed episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Did you like that?
It's one of the funniest episodes.
I think it's hilarious. Some people don't like that episode.
What?
I know, crazy.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
It's a nightshirt. Anyway, how would you compare made in Japan Les Pauls like Greco, Bernie, and Tokai to Gibsons?
Yeah.
I've never played one with nitrocellulose.
Okay.
All the ones I've ever played have polyfinish, and they feel like a polyfinish guitar. They feel basically like a nice Epiphone, or something like that. They don't. Everyone that goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on about those guitars being Gibson killers, I guess they just haven't played a Gibson, because
toe knife. That's a toe knife.
But they're fine. I don't think they're worth insane money. Most people will call them lawsuits. If they have a bolt-on neck, they're not a lawsuit. If they don't have any Gibson iconography or copy the font, that's not a lawsuit. If it doesn't have the split diamond inlay and stuff, not a lawsuit. Very few of them have lawsuits. Mm-hmm. The only real lawsuit Les Pauls, the real ones, are Tokais that say Les Paul Reborn. And that caused a lawsuit, as you might imagine. But I think they're fine, but I don't think they're that great. And I think you're just as well to save your money and buy an Epiphone. I think any average Epiphone will be just as good as any average Greco, Bernie, Tokai, etc. No offense.
All right, well, let's keep going. If you could own any guitar company, which company would it be? That's an easy question.
This one.
Yeah.
Because as much as I adore Gibson, I think they're doing a pretty good job. I think
you'd have some work to do.
I think I could.
You'd be cracking your knuckles. Man,
I think I could make that brand be a real competitor to brands that make a lot more stuff for the younger generation. And I think that is where, Gibson's starting to do it a little bit. And I think Epiphone's doing a good job, but I think to really make Gibson stay forever, they have to capture the next generation, and that's a hard market. So
there you go.
Sorry, but I can't think of any other things. The only thing left to mention and talk about is, bam, 15% off mythospedals.com.
There you go.
So go to Mythos Pedals. You get an automatic discount.
Give us some cash.
And, all the participating Mythos dealers, anybody, if they're willing to do a Memorial Day sale, they can do it. Dealers are not required to. So,
yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, if you guys see that Gibson needs a new CEO,
give us a call.
Shoot me an Instagram message. Or, just call the shop. Say, hey, they're hiring. Cool, I'll get my resume together.
I don't think that's how CEO works.
Yeah?
That's an old boys club, man. I
Yeah.
don't think you can apply to be a CEO for a company like that.
Yeah, I just walk in and take it.
You're like, hey man, I got my resume right here. There's some gaps. Don't ask.
Wouldn't it be funny to I just go into the office. Cesar is like he's cleared out, and
Yeah.
I just like sneak in there and just post up.
Like George Costanza
Yeah,
style?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just do that.
It's not a lie if you believe it. All right, it's time to go.
Yes. All right. Bye everybody.
Bye.